everybody, welcome to another edition of Tips and Techniques with Tammy on the Scrap Spot. I thought that today we would talk about glitter because right now everything is glittered. Albums, alphabets, you name it, it's got glitter on it. And I know a lot of people don't really like to use glitter because it's really messy, and there's definitely some downsides to making your own glitter embellishments because it flakes off pretty easily, but I found a way to prevent it from doing that. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you that today, and hopefully then you'll be able to make your own glitter embellishments. It'll cost you a lot less, and you'll just be able to do it without the mess. So let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to go ahead and use here today is a Heidi Swapp pink chipboard flower. I've got a tube of glitter that I bought at Walmart for 97 cents, and this glitter will last you a very long time. You can make tons of embellishments with this. So for 97 cents, not a bad deal. I'm also going to use my paper glaze again. I never realized that I use this quite as much as I do in scrapbooking until I started making these videos and realized that I'm using it for everything. So obviously, if you like the projects that I'm making, this is probably a good investment. You can get it at any craft store. I just got this at Michael's. I think it was about $3 for the tube, and this also will last you a very long time because you just use a little bit every time. So we're going to start out by just covering our chipboard piece. Oh, I've got to cut the tip off here. When you get a new tube, you have to just cut the tip ever so slightly to open it up. So go ahead and spread that on here. And you don't need a super thick coat, you just need enough to cover every little bit of the flower so that the glitter has something to stick to. I know we've been using chipboard a lot, especially after yesterday's episode on, or when was that? Thursday's episode on how to make your own chipboard embellishments, but I think that it's so useful to have on hand. You can do so many different things with it, between painting it, glittering it, covering it with pattern paper, you name it. I think it's one of the best things to have in your stash. Okay, so now that I've covered that with the glaze, I'm going to take my glitter and I'm just going to dump it all over the whole thing. And this is where it can get messy, so it's best if you work on a piece of paper that you can roll up easily and dump it right back into the tube. Now see, I poured a ton of glitter on there, but if you look in the tube, there's still a ton left. So, and once we dump all of this back in, it'll look like we hardly used any. So go ahead and just push it down a little bit there on your flower, and then after you make sure all of your areas are covered, just lift under there, pick it up, shake it off, and then set it aside to dry. It will take a little while to dry. Now I'm just going to take this glitter, pop it right back into the tube. Just going to pick up the paper, fold it into a little tunnel, and dump it right back in the tube. You won't be able to get every little bit back, but you can see that hardly any of that is gone, and I've actually used this tube for a few other projects. So now I have an example here of one that's a few things that have been done already. Here is another flower that I made, and you can see that if I run my hand over it, a lot of the pieces of glitter come off. Now this is exactly what you don't want happening when you use this on a page. So the trick that I found that I've been using when I make my own glitter embellishments is, after, I'm going to use one of these letters to show you an example. After I've glittered it and it's dried, the paper glaze is dried, I go back over the top of the project with a really thin coat of the glaze. Now what this does, I'll show you a finished one in a minute, it totally seals, after it dries, it gives you the shimmer of the glitter because it dries clear, and it totally seals in all of the little bits of glitter. So you end up, there's your finished piece once you have the glaze over it. Now just set that aside, and this will take, again, probably an hour or two to completely dry. You might even want to just do it before you go to bed and let it sit overnight. So just set that aside, and I'll show you one that I've already done here. I've already done the C and the U for the word cute. And you can see that when I rub my finger along the C, no glitter's coming off. Is that awesome? So now you have your own, I've just taken, again, blank chipboard, covered it with adhesive, covered it with glitter, and then done the sealing technique. All of the glitter is stuck on there. You're not going to get a bunch of just glitter all over your page once you put it in your protector. And then you'll have those fun glittered embellishments that cost you a lot less because you've used the things that you already have on hand, including inexpensive package of glitter. And a lot of times you don't want a whole alphabet. You don't necessarily need a whole alphabet that has glitter on it. You just want a certain word. So there you go. You can make your own. I hope that's a help to you. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching, and I'm working on some more projects, so stay tuned. Have a great day.